Okay, so haven't been on here in a while. I was hoping to do a few videos leading up to the show, but that the last few days I was just so exhausted that I couldn't do it. So, recap on the show. So, I have a weight limit of 190 for classic physique based off of my height. Now, when we started the prep, I was around 235. And we got down and we were in pretty good condition at around 203. And then I'd get down to about 201, 200 occasionally. But it was really hard to break that 200 mark. And I told you guys that I'm like a water buffalo, and I am. Now, so in order to make weight, the water intake had to really drop, okay, like drastically. Leading into the show, okay, let me preface this. You don't want to have to do this, nor should you do this, but it is what it is. It's an extreme sport. I wasn't not going to make weight. So, in order to do so, Friday at 2 p.m. was our check-in time. From Wednesday afternoon, about 4 o'clock, until check-ins, I had a half a gallon of water, 2 peanut butter sandwiches the day before check-ins, and 2 Diet Cokes. It was insane, but I made weight. Now, we started to carb up. So we started eating. So immediately after I made weight, which my weight was 188.8, so I barely made it. Now, I was peeled. I mean, shredded. Nasty shredded. Face sunken in. It was gross. But you do what you got to do. Now, afterwards, we had a little bit of peanut butter, some rice cakes, and then I had a little bit of ground beef with 2 servings of cream of rice. So that's 90 grams of cream of rice. It was about 6 ounces of ground beef, and it was like the 96. After that, I ate a large pizza. A few hours later, I had 2 handfuls of peanut M&Ms, 6 ounces of water. With the pizza, I had a Diet Coke, and then we went to sleep. And woke up, and at this point, I'm at like 194. And everything is starting to pop now. Everything is really filling out nicely. And if you guys follow me, then you saw some of the pictures that I posted. And I look big as shit. I had 2 servings of cream of rice again in the morning with a little bit of peanut butter and some M&Ms again. Went to the show, had a couple rice cakes, a honey bun, salt on the rice cakes with peanut butter, salt in the cream of rice, and then sipped on some black coffee. And then that was it pretty much until we went on stage. Now, we didn't get the placing or the call outs that we wanted. The show was a little bit rushed. It was a pro show. Naturally, when that happens, one class is going to suffer. They're in a hurry to help out or cater to the pros, which kind of understandable. In my opinion, just make a cap on the classes then for time, because they were really behind schedule. But it is what it is. The guys that were in the first call out, because we had such a large class, they brought out 5 guys at a time, in kind of like in numerical order, if you're familiar, if you've competed or whatnot. So our numbers when we get checked in, when our class comes up, numerical order, 5 at a time. Typically you go through all your mandatories, all your quarter turns. That was not the case. We did 2 poses and then filed off on the diagonal on the side. And then they call out the top 5 guys. Now, one of the guys that I was in the group of 5 with when we first came out ended up being in the first call out. Going back and looking at like the video and like pictures, like size wise, there's no issue there. I can compete with those guys in the first call out. And these guys were big. It was a big class, 21 dudes. Class B in classic physique, I don't care what anybody says. That class is murderer's row. You are the who's who in that class. So if you don't bring it, you don't fucking place. It is what it is. That's where the guys are. The guys. So anyways, size-wise, I am able to keep up with them. Conditioning, waist up, can compete with them. Size of my legs, can compete with them. I have the sweep. I have the quad sweep for that. The side profile, I can compete with them with that. It's the conditioning of my legs that I need to work on. That is my takeaway. We try to get some feedback from the judges. Didn't get any. It is what it is. But from looking at the video and not being too like, naturally you get upset, right? You go in to win. And if you don't go in to win, then you're pissed. I mean, that's how competitors are. That's a mindset, right? If you ain't first, you're last, period. That's how it is. So I was bummed. I was pissed off. Naturally, at first you want to point fingers, but there's winners and there's losers, and it is what it is. What can you take away from the experience? What I took away from it was the fact that I need to figure out how to get my legs a lot more conditioned. Now, the next day, when I was working out, I posted some videos of me at the gym posing, and my legs were crazy split. But I'd also done a few leg exercises. Not a lot. 3 sets of like 15 to 20 on 3 different movements. I did hamstring curls, leg extensions, and abductors. And just that little bit of pumping them up, forcing some blood in there, really forced them to split. Now, normally, I shouldn't say normally, in any other instance that I've been a part of, I've never seen really or had to pump up my legs. But after seeing that, then I'm thinking I have to probably pump up my legs. Just posing wasn't enough to drive enough of the glycogen into the muscles to get them to tighten up and pull the water into the muscle. It wasn't enough. So they were too relaxed, I guess. So with that being said, naturally, I'm gonna have to probably pump them up a little bit more because they looked just kind of washed out. So two things: one, conditioning; two, I'm gonna have to probably pump them up. The area where I see the weakest is, and me and my coach had talked about it, was the hamstring and glute tie-in. That area needs to be better. So what do? I immediately start implementing those exercises into my leg workouts, which I did a couple days ago. All right. If you're interested in hearing about my workouts, or you want me to start filming some of my workouts, then just leave a comment below, and I will do so. So, okay, now tailoring off of that. Okay, so post show, you always have different types of emotions. Either you feel really good, you feel really bad, you're mad, you're happy, whatever. You're mentally relieved that the it's done, because it does get mentally exhausting after a while. Greens. It's the new Revive flavor, espresso. It's not bad. Revive makes the best greens flavor wise of any other powdered greens that I've had. So definitely I would suggest that. If you're someone who doesn't eat a lot of vegetables, or someone who does, but you need to get some extra micronutrients in there, get the Revive greens. Okay? Either the chocolate or the espresso. I got both. Use code JCruise10. Okay? Cool. It's, how do I put this? It's a little interesting when the show's over, because you're on such like a high, right? I see this with like people that are doing this for like the first time, maybe in their second show. If you've done it for a few times, you kind of just understand kind of what's going on, and you kind of just roll with it, right? Show, boom, you do the show, you prep for the show, you do the show, show's over. Okay, what do you got to work on? Let's get back to work. All right. People where it's their first show get these like post-show type woos. All right. And because leading up to the show, their friends or family, maybe people that just follow them, they're like hyping them up. Oh, my boy's about to kill it. My boy looks good. Blah, 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 blah. Right? You're in your show. Stage shots are coming out. People are posting that. Oh, my boy, killing it. Videos. Do. Right? Night of the show, all that stuff. Congratulations. And then you're replying to them all like the next day, and you're just like, I'm killing it. Yada, yada, yada. And then you eat some food, you look fucking stupid jacked, and like you still got that little bit of a tan, and you're flying high, right? Best you've ever looked. Now you feel good because you got food back in you, and you're not suffering, and you don't have to worry about anything for the most part, as far as like another show like the next weekend or anything like that, for the most part. Most people, if it's their first show, they normally don't do back-to-back like that, okay? But there's that mental reprieve, right? So you have all these things playing in your favor to make you feel really good. And then people stop posting about you, as people stop hyping you up, and like then everybody's like, what about me? And it's like, dude, the show's over. Like, you go back to work. That's what you do. You can't expect them to be kissing your ass, you know, and doing all that stuff year round. You know, like it. You know, they did what. One, they went out of their way to say congratulations, good luck, all that stuff. They didn't have to do all that stuff. Okay, be appreciative of it. Take it for what it is, and then move forward. Okay. Get the feedback from the judges, get the feedback from your coaches, and then get to work. What do you need to work on? That's where your mindset goes. Everything else, it doesn't fucking matter. Okay? The show's over now. It doesn't matter. Based off your placing, are you nationally qualified? Okay, cool. Okay, now are you going to do nationals? Okay, well then you got to get to work. Because if you think those guys at the regional show look dope, the dudes at nationals are fucking murderers. Okay, those dudes are crazy looking. All right, they're wicked at every class, every level. The conditioning is nuts. The size, the symmetry, the muscle, everything is just wicked. People bring it. Okay, so you got to get to work. You can't be dwelling longer than need be. Okay, what's done is done. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, it's just like if you played any sports. If you played football, right? Or you won a game on Friday, cool. Everybody's like, yeah, woo, woo, woo. You know, Saturday, cool. You know, little congratulations, blah, 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 blah. Sunday, you should be watching film on your next opponent. And Monday, you better be back on that practice field. You better be in the weight room. You know, you better be focused on who's next. Because that team don't give a shit that you just won. They don't care. Same thing if you lost. They don't care. It doesn't matter. Okay? Oh, I took the overall. I'm going to go to national. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you took the overall. When you get there, nobody cares. They just know that you qualified. That's it. And you're in their way of from them trying to turn pro. That is it. Okay? So you have to get in that mindset, right? You have to get in that mindset. And you know, I was talking to one of our teammates yesterday, and I was telling him, you know, in the next few weeks, maybe in the next month, just take a mental survey. What's going on? How are you feeling? Where are you at? What do you want to do? Okay, is this for you? Do you want to keep going? Or are you good? No answer is wrong. No answer is wrong. I don't care what anybody says, no answer is wrong. All right? So with that being said, there he is. Hi. So with that being said, you know, you got to, you know, move forward, okay? Focus on what you need to do. Focus on the task at hand, and then go from there. All right? Lastly is stick to the plan, okay? Stick to the plan. People, sometimes they kind of fall off the rails a little bit. One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to gain a bunch of weight right after your show. It can be dangerous, okay? And then you can mess up your physique. You're in a prime time for you to make big growth and improvements on your physique, building muscle, so on and so forth. However, you have to do it strategically, okay? So with that being said, like, your muscles are gonna feel good, but all your connective tissue is not there yet, okay? So take your time with it, all right? So you need to be working out maybe like 60, 70, 80, that's probably about it. I wouldn't even probably push 80% of like what your max is. I keep the reps kind of high, and I keep the rest times kind of low. And I'm just trying to get blood flow into the muscle. I'm just trying to get the muscles to fire again. Okay, I focus on the movements I need to and the areas I want to work on, but I don't really focus so much on the weight itself. Strength is going to come back in time, and I'll worry about that when that happens. Every week, it's going to slowly progress, okay? But if you had to dehydrate yourself, you pulled all that water, your connective tissue is going to take a while for it to get back into the swing of things. All right. With that, deep tissue massage is important. Doing all the little things, right? Stretching, mobility, all that little stuff. Okay. If you were doing, let's say you're doing an hour of cardio leading into the show, post show, you need to be doing an hour of cardio. Okay. Period. And then after a week, maybe you drop it down by like 15 minutes. Okay. And then after another week, maybe you drop it down to about a half hour. Okay. Again, that's all dependent upon if you don't have another show coming up soon. All right. So that's where things are going to kind of change. I'm going to speak right now as if you're not doing a show and you're just going into your off season. Okay. If you were taking diuretics leading into the show, you need to be on diuretics and slowly tapering down, okay, over the course of the next couple weeks. All right. If you were doing the sauna, okay, well, you need to continue to do the sauna. All right. And then slowly taper that down. Everything needs to be tapered down. Okay. Of what you were doing, because now you're probably going to be eating in excess. All right. You probably already ate in excess after the show, maybe the next day, and then you may or may not be back on your diet. You should be on the same diet you were leading into the show, post show, and then slowly start to add in calories. But you have to keep the cardio in, you have to keep the sauna in, you have to do all these other things, right? The diuretics, if you're slowly tapering off, the cardio slowly tapering off, because if you're going to be increasing food and then you're decreasing your output, your no cardio, no diuretics, no sauna, all this stuff, you're going to just put on a bunch of weight. And at first, like probably the first like maybe 10 pounds, you're going to look probably pretty dope, right? You're going to look big. You're still going to look pretty lean. You're going to be like, dang, I look good, blah, 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 blah. That is a very finite few pounds where that is going to happen. And then you're going to start really spilling over and it's going to get ugly quick. And you're going to hate yourself. And then you're going to feel depressed and all that stuff. And then you're going to want to just, I need to get back on this. No. Just follow the plan. And if you have a coach, and your coach should be doing this, should be monitoring all of that, monitoring your weight, okay? Now, you have a mental reprieve if you don't have a show, like, okay, I don't have to really worry too much in the sense that I have a deadline coming up. That's one thing that mentally you can kind of relax. They'll probably start to increase your food a little bit, okay? They're going to start to decrease your cardio. Follow the plan, okay? Follow the plan, all right? Now, maybe they're going to increase your calories, okay, over the course of over the next few weeks, which they should, aka reverse dieting you. Or they're going to probably just sprinkle in a cheat meal every few days, okay? Whatever the case may be, just listen to your coach, all right? Don't deviate from the plan, all right? If you plan on doing a show in the future, it's going to be a lot harder to get that weight off if you pack on a whole bunch right now, all right? So that's all we're going to talk about today. I'm going to do a few more videos tomorrow. One thing I want to touch on next is probably like food. I get a lot of people asking about food. So if you guys want to let me know, down below, if you want me to do like just tell you exactly what I eat, or if you want me to like film me cooking it and walk you through all that stuff, we can do that also. Okay. Lastly, I want to touch on the video after that is, prepping for the next show, whether it's a few months or whatever the case may be. Talking about that, prioritizing maybe muscle groups when you're training for that, based off of like judges' feedback and whatnot. And I can let you guys know what like my programming looks like, and then we'll go from there. All right. But thanks for stopping by. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit that notification bell, so that way you guys are up to date with what's going on. And feedback is good, so please give it. And if you don't like the video, comment down below. I hate this video. If you like it, say you like it, give it a thumbs up, and then we'll kind of go from there. All right, take care.